2 women, 1 ocean rowing boat, and 2,675 nautical miles in front of them.
Not only did we make it to the start line, we made it to the finish line, and we set a record.
She grew up in Annapolis, and Nene Champion is living up to her last name. Along with her rowing partner, Lisa Rowland, they set a new world record for the fastest women's pair to cross the Atlantic Ocean by competing in the world's toughest row from La Gomera to Antigua.
We get to go on an entirely new, crazy, insanely epic mission of being able to change lives in a really meaningful way.
Oh, Merry Christmas from Team Ocean Grove!
They raised around $170,000. Most of that was to buy the 25-foot vessel. Once the boat sells, the money will be donated to the scholarship they developed, Bridges Over Water Fund for Maritime Education. It's personal for Rowland.
I was actually raised in the foster care system in Canada, and then found the sailing industry when I was 19 years old, and it completely changed my life. We have developed a maritime education scholarship for former foster youth to be able to pursue careers in the maritime sector.
Just days after setting the record, in 45 days, 7 hours, and 25 minutes, they're on to the next mission. The application process is open on their website, oceangrown.co.
We're looking to find those people whose lives we want to change.
Each uphill climb, living at sea with 2 cabins but no head, they say was worth the energy.
Just to give you an idea of fit and space here, this is me.
Most days and nights, they only slept 2 hours at a time, rotating who was on the oars.
The elements of like wind, current, and like Nene and Lisa determination make a world record.
The weather was either with them or against them.
What you looking for?
The easterly winds.
They say the beginning was fast and the middle was slow.
We had a good 10 days of like no wind, which is grueling. The last part of the race, we broke 3 oars. We capsized. And like other boats were having really similar problems.
But then there was wind and a swell to help push them in the last part of the race. Nene Champion also carried along a taste of Maryland.
You took Old Bay with you?
I had like some breakfast sausages, and then we had like a little biscuit that it was a bit of a challenge to rehydrate the freeze-dried biscuit, but then it was so good with some Old Bay on there. And
the challenges stacked up. They had to fit their meals of freeze-dried food around their brief periods of sleep.
Your alarm goes off, your body is aching, and knowing that you just have to pull yourself back onto the oars.
The ocean can be rough and defeating.
Every now and again, you would get a wave that kind of would spin you a bit. So we tried to put weight back in the boat for those days, but it would kick off the autopilot and we would end up side 2 on the waves. And so if you were solo on the oars and maybe you like didn't want to wake up your rowing partner and you're trying to get the boat back downwind, it was really tough.
The 2 met in the maritime industry.
You all seem like you're still friends after being in the same.
We're still good.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both back to work in St. Thomas. Champion is a rigging technician and Rowland is a captain on a charter boat. Their recipe for the world record starts with a single step.
Just take the first step and then just don't stop stepping. Every climb of a mountain is done in steps. You don't leap straight to the top. You take every single step.
For Chesapeake Bay Magazine, I'm Cheryl Costello.